Hi everyone, I'm Robert Brokamp, the Senior Advisor for the Motley Fool's Rule Your Retirement Service. And as part of our Ask the Fool series, we received a question from Jim via email. His question is, did I make a substantial error when taking money out of my IRA? The quick answer is possibly, but we need to look at some of his particulars and whether or not he made the right decision or not. It's a cautionary tale for all people who are thinking of retiring. First of all, Jim is retired. His IRA was worth $325,000, but he couldn't get a mortgage. So what he did is he took out $150,000 of his IRA to buy a house, and he receives $24,000 a year from Social Security. So first of all, the first lesson to learn here is that you have to crunch your numbers before you retire. Jim may have retired too early. And crunching your numbers, the basic rule of thumb is you should expect to withdraw about 4% from your portfolio every year if you expect that it can be adjusted for inflation and last as long as you do. So in this situation, $4,000 a year on his portfolio is a little over $12,000. But instead he had to spend a lot of that on his house. Why is that? Because he couldn't get a mortgage, and this is the other lesson of his story. If you need to get a mortgage as you get older, you should do it before you retire, because they're going to say, how much money do you make? But if you're retired, you don't have an income. Jim, in his email, was a little surprised he didn't get a mortgage when he had so much money in his IRA, but the truth is you are not allowed to use an IRA as collateral for a loan, so he couldn't get a mortgage. So he took out $150,000, and then here's another lesson. You have to factor taxes into that. So if Jim was earning $24,000 a year from Social Security, he's in a pretty low tax bracket. But if he took out $150,000 from his IRA all in 1 year, he jettisoned himself into several higher tax brackets. So he actually probably didn't really have $150,000 after it was all said and done, because he had to pay taxes on it. So Jim, the real question for you is, can you live on around $30,000 to $31,000? You have your $24,000 from Social Security. You have about $175,000 left. 4% of that is $7,000. So can you live on $30,000 to $31,000 a year? If your mortgage is gone, then you might be able to if all you have to worry about is clothes and food and regular upkeep. The big wild card really is your health care. Make sure that you can cover that. If you cannot live on all that, if you crunch your numbers now and realize that your money won't last for the rest of your life, you only have two options. Get a shorter life or go back to work. Going back to work may not be fun, but it's certainly better than a shorter life. I hope that helps, Jim, and I hope that helps all of you. Thanks for stopping by, and if you need to learn any more about retirement, visit us at Fool.com.
People on the show may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and the Motley Fool may have formal recommendations for or against.